Hi everyone, welcome back to your class. Let's learn English true stories. Story number 17. Mrs. Harry's husband died when she was 45 years old. She had a son who was 18 years old at that time. Mrs. Harris was not a widow for very long. She met a nice man who was a few years older than she was, and 2 years after her first husband had died, she married for the second time. Her son Peter was 20 years old then. Mrs. Harris had a nice, quiet wedding in the village church, and after that they had the usual party at her house for her family and her new husbands and for some of their friends. But Peter was very late for the party. At last he hurried in, kissed his mother and said, "I'm sorry I am late, Mom, but I've been looking everywhere for a card which says, 'To my mother for her wedding,' and I haven't been able to find one." Part 1. Which of these sentences are true T and which are false F? Write T or F in the boxes. 1. Mrs. Harris was 25 when Peter was born. 2. She was 47 when she married her second husband. 3. She married him at her house in the village. 4. Peter was in a card shop when his mother's wedding party started. 5. He found the card he wanted in the last shop he went to. 6. He did not find the card he wanted. Part B. Answer these questions. 1. Why did Mrs. Harris marry when she was 47? 2. Who was Peter? 3. How old was he then? 4. What kind of wedding did Mrs. Harris have? 5. What happened after the wedding? 6. Why was Peter late? 7. What had he been looking for? 8. Why hadn't he been able to find it? Part C. Put the correct sentences under the correct pictures. 1. He had been looking in the shops for a card for his mother's wedding. 2. Mrs. Harris married for the first time when she was young. 3. Peter arrived very late. 4. She had a son a year later and she called him Peter. 5. She married him in the village church. 6. Then she met a nice man. 7. Then there was a party at her house. 8. When she was 45, her husband died. Okay, everybody, thank you very much for your nice attention. About the homework, part A, B, C, you can do it on a piece of paper at home. Answer the first part, part A. You need to find the correct sentences. The sentences are in the story, they are correct, put T. The sentences are not in the story, they are not correct, just put F. Part B. Read the questions carefully and answer them one by one correctly, grammatically. Part C. Look at the picture. We have from number 1 to number 8. We have 8 pictures and we have 8 sentences. You can find the correct sentence and put under each correct picture. This is only you can do.